DeathsStalker here. So have you ever noticed that your bike sometimes shifts a little bit hard, or sometimes a little bit sloppy? You get a false neutral? It does happen on the RC51. And it's a company in the UK called RaceTorx that makes this bearing support that you mount on your bike to make the shifts better. And I actually got one, and I'm going to install it. But I thought I'd take a little bit of a ride just to remind me what the bike felt like before I switch it over. And it shouldn't take that long, so we'll just cut to the garage and go to the install. Now, the installation of this shifter arm support is actually pretty easy. Inside the package, you get, of course, the actual shifter support, which will actually be installed that way when it's installed. And they supply a replacement bolt for the bolt we're going to have to remove, which is right in there. Okay. So one little tip before we get going is, unless you want to spend a lot of time putting this shifter on and off, just take a pencil or a magic marker and just mark a little mark on the shifter shaft. And I'm actually using the seam from the casting for the shifter to let me know exactly where this goes to put it back on. That way the reinstallation of this will be super fast. So the first thing we do is take the shifter shaft off. Well, now the next thing is this little bolt here has to be removed. I'm going to take a few seconds to just clean this area in here, because you don't want to have a problem with the that bearing you're going to be installing to support the shaft getting all covered in road gunk and stuff. You can see everything looks nice. Now the retaining clip that we took off the shifter shaft, that's not needed anymore. The RaceTorx shifter shaft support will take the place of this clip. Now the one thing too though, this is actually a bearing and right now it is dry. So what I'm going to do is put a little bit of silcoline grease inside. You put the grease inside of it and just work it all the way around. Now this just slides right back on, and you just push it back in there until it lines up, and then we'll put the bolt back in. just wipe off some of the excess grease. And of course, all we do now is we put the shifter shaft back on. And as you can see, that little pencil mark is lined up perfectly. And as you can see, that is it. And everything appears to be shifting okay. So as you can see, this is a very simple job to do. Pretty much any do-it-yourselfer can do it. Just make sure you happen to have the correct tools to tighten everything up properly. I'll put a link in the video for RaceTorx website, and you can also order from them on eBay because they have an eBay store as well. So what I'm going to do is I'll get this bike off the lift and I'll take it for a ride, but that won't be till tomorrow because it snowed today. Well, there you have it. The shift support's in, and even though it's freezing cold right now, it feels like it's actually shifting a little bit smoother. I noticed that the bike's a little bit easier to get into neutral now, which has always been one of the things I've noticed at RC51s. They have a tendency to resist going into neutral when you're starting them cold. So what will happen is next season, if I remember, I'll do another review of it once I've actually had a time to put some many kilometers on it. But judging how the fact that it's I believe it's about 25 degrees Fahrenheit right now and not a very comfortable day, I don't think I've got many more weeks of or even days of riding left this season. So if you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comment. DeathsStalker signing off.